Hi everyone, this is Daisy here, aka Professional High Priestess, and I'm here to drop an Ancestral Adventure channeling. So the Ancestor adventures are literally going to be me channeling specific ancestors when I go on my different adventures around the world for work, or a certain ascended master or spirit guide will step into my energy field to give y'all a message. Now, for some of y'all who may feel like, well, who ordained you to share those messages? Real talk, go take that up with them. If you want to know why they specifically came to me to share a message, go take that up with them. If you're wondering why they didn't come to you, go take that up with them. Please stay off these specific channelings with any type of nonsense, because this is sacred and you will reap a lot of karma for coming on to a channeling by the ancestors and disrespecting them and other people who are channeling or watching, etc. Okay? This is a no hate zone. This is a hate-free zone, and it's a safe space for folks. So I recently went to Mama Harriet's childhood home in Maryland. It was very, very interesting. Immediately that when I went there and I got out of the car, it's in a very isolated place, right? Immediately I stepped out, the wind went crazy. And I was just like, okay, this is going to be a very spiritual experience. So I made sure, first what I did was, there was like a gate, and the gate had been locked for years because it was completely rusted. I kind of climbed over the gate a little bit, and I went down this path that you see here, and I sat there and I meditated for a bit on the message that she really wanted me to bring. And the messages that she was giving, when you channel, it comes in like bits and codes, right? And sometimes they give like full sentences. But the first thing that I heard first and foremost was safety. I feel like Mama Harriet is telling us right now, we really need to learn self-defense. And that, brings me back to one of my other ancestral guys. Ooh, goosebumps. So I'm on the money. Ida B. Wells, who wrote a very powerful book called Lynch Law in all its phases. But there's a specific chapter called Reflections on Self-Help. And it literally talks about, it was for African Black people who were experiencing a lot of lynching and just craziness in the South. And Ida B. Wells, people may not know this, she actually had to go on the run because she exposed these white folks. She even got on a boat and went all the way to Europe to a conference and exposed them. So she had to go on the run very young, right? So she wrote this Reflections on Self-Help and talked about, Black people, the more you sit and you beg white men for your rights, the more you're going to be outraged, because they're just going to keep killing y'all. If they know that they run the risk of biting the dust every time they work against you, then they're going to have respect for African-American life. And I feel like Mama Harriet right now is saying that it's time for us to really get into full safety and defense mode, both physically and spiritually, because it's about to come down. I felt an omen with this channeling. I felt something very serious that was being channeled in my energy field. And Harriet was coming to me weeks before I even knew that I was even coming to Maryland. I didn't even know that I was going to go to Maryland. It happened just very randomly. First, I saw, okay, I already knew that they were going to have that Harriet movie. A lot of the times, I don't watch some of those movies because they bother me in terms of some of the historical inaccuracies, but I really liked this movie that they did. And I was actually on a way to Miami, and I started watching the movie, and it just was like, oh my goodness, I know for a fact, like, there's going to be something that comes, and I'm going to have to channel something, because just the way that it all happened. The seat that I was sitting in, the window seat that I was sitting in, and everything was 13 as well. And I was watching the movie, and in the movie, she was like having all these different dreams, and she was channeling. That's another thing that she was talking about too. She really had a message specifically for Black women. She says that we have gone through severe transgressions, specifically around our spiritual gifts and our spiritual inheritance. She says that it is really us who are going to be the vanguards of the spiritual movement, and we really need to get ourselves grounded and ready, because not only are we going to be the vanguards, but that we're also going to be the ones to be attacked first and foremost. That back in the days, in the olden days, spiritual women would be put in asylums, etc., etc. But the thing here, she was even saying that the church is a problem for a lot of Black women. She says herself that, yes, she believed in Christ, in the church, but she says in the beyond, she understands it in a completely different way. She's talking about Black women who are not using our spiritual gifts in the act of service, because she says that she's all about service. And I truly feel that she was a Virgo, because, guys, I have this zodiac deck, and I started pulling cards, and the Virgo card was the first card I pulled out when I was inquiring with her. I truly feel she had a Virgo stellium. But the funny thing is, she passed in Pisces season, which is the sister sign for Virgo, right? She's saying that we are all matriarchs and we're the watchers, that in the spiritual realm right now that we don't see it, but there's a lot of karmic justice being facilitated for the severe transgressions that have happened to us throughout slavery, throughout the Middle Passage, throughout Jim Crow, and what we're dealing with now. She's also, basically, there was something regarding water and the flow of water. And I noticed there's like a little stream here. You guys can see it. And the water was actually flowing. When the wind started blowing hard, the water started flowing upstream, moving east. So there's something about the east, a constellation in the east in the sky, that can be very powerful and significant for us. I'm going to keep on looking into that. But I do believe she's talking about the age of Aquarius. Because if you look at the constellation of Aquarius, the water bearer, when he's pouring the bucket out, there's a star at the very tip of the water. I believe that there may be something within the constellation. There may be a star or something that she's talking about. But this is where the study of astrological deacons come in, because deacons actually are, they're consecrated to the constellations in the sky. And based on like your deacon or your degree, like if you're in the first or you're the second or you're the third, there's a specific ruling planet over that specific deacon. And then it will also tell you the specific star or constellation that you are emanating from within a specific sign. Okay, that's why when I was talking about the Federation of Leos and Lions, I'm at the head. My deacon is the third deacon, ruled by Mars, but my star is Remulus. I believe that's what it's called. I'm at the top of the head of Leo. So some of these other, I talked about the Federation splitting in two. They're at the lower end, which maybe is like the first deacon or the second deacon. They're the tail and the torso. So that's just kind of give you some examples of that. Because then I saw a wind. It's not a wind chime, but it's one of those things that they spin around and they tell you how fast the wind is going. I feel like there's going to be something with the air or the wind, and we're going to have to pay attention when it hits. You guys know when we channel, they don't give direct messages. They drop hints here and there. And something else that I heard too when I was meditating in this area is the leaves will tell you. And I was like, the leaves will tell me. I was like, okay, so she wants us to go foraging and start learning about different herbs. Like, I really feel like survival and wilderness training is what she was giving us. And after what I went through with, I posted the story today, I had to redo the channeling about me kind of having to climb a mountain. And she was like one of my guides through that. I was avoiding all kinds of like poison oak and ivy and all types of stuff as I was going, because the leaves, she was showing me the leaves and she was telling me, don't go there, don't go there. But then the funny thing is, when I went to the very front of the house, look at all this dandelion here, y'all. You guys know what dandelion is? Dandelion is for the what? The solar plexus chakra, ruled by what? Leo and Virgo. Dandelion is one of the most powerful detoxifiers, right? It detoxifies what? The liver, which is the body's detox system, ruled by who? Virgo. That's why she was saying pay attention to the leaves. She wants us to get closer to nature. She wants us to start really getting back to the basics. If they shut everything down today, technology, phone, etc., do you know how to identify the most basic of herbs and mushrooms and things like that to survive? If you don't, then you're in trouble right now. And that's one of the other channelings that she had for specifically for Black women. For women, I'm gonna just say for us, but take this how it resonates. You can also align with this. She really wants us to focus on our health. That's the biggest thing right now. She's saying that's one of the main ways that they're cutting us off from our spiritual gifts and our power is by the food and the nutrition. That a lot of us are overloaded with a lot of trauma and then a lot of the chemical conditioning from the food. And she wants us to clear ourselves up so that we can be a clear channel. Because if your liver's bogged up and overloaded, you can't get to the dream state, and it's hard for you to have channelings and visions too. And I talked about that as well. A lot of us are also going to be going under judgment for our health as well, as what she was saying too. Regardless of race, Black women or not, a lot of folks are going to be under judgment for their health or lack thereof. So now is the time really to get suited and booted up, because you want to be prepared, because a disaster foretold is half avoided. She has more messages for y'all. She's also saying that right now, for a lot of feminists to be mindful, because they're ascending to the level and title of high priestess and matriarch. However, some of these masculines were specifically designed or being specifically sent to you to dethrone you. Specifically, she said with the sex. And the funny thing is, one of the ways that you can clear the energy of past sexual partners, I teach classes on this, is doing a liver cleanse. Then you see the dandelion here. These dandelion were everywhere. Everywhere. I've never seen that much dandelion in one place before. You see it here. And I picked a lot of the dandelion and I put them in my salad later on. You can just eat the whole plant raw, the stem and the flowers. So let's see what messages, what other messages Mama Harriet has for us from her ancestor adventure. I have, the funny thing is I also did David Banneker, but he had a lot of messages for the masculines. It's like each one of them specifically, because they're divine feminine, divine masculine, right? They're each talking to us in our respective corners. That Benjamin Banneker one, he has a whole message for you masculines. He's not playing. Oh, for real, he's not playing. Okay. All right. So let's get into this. Let's get into these cards and see some of the messages that Mama Harriet has for us. All right. Mama Harriet, that's my sister's name. Funny, right? Mama Harriet, please step into my energy fields. I allow you and use me as a conduit for your messages. Messages from Mama Harriet Tubman. Messages from Mama Harriet Tubman. She's an ascended master. Right up there with King Solomon, Jesus, and all of them. She's a saint, Mama Harriet. So y'all can use her now to fight wars and battles for you. And she's saying that she only wants individuals who've walked right, or she ain't messing with you. And she's saying that all those that are using her name for karmic activities and to play, knowing that they ain't right in the spirit and the mind, that the hammer's coming down. That's exactly what I'm being told. Ooh, these goosebumps is going crazy. Messages from Mama Harriet, please. What do we have here? Virgo. What did I tell y'all? What did I say? I swear I know that she's a Virgo. And she probably maybe had some Aquarius placement too, because Aquarius is all about revolutionary causes. She was a Virgo. That's why she was so knew about the earth too, and the different pathways and things like that to take, and how to talk to the earth and listen to it, and how to get y'all to freedom, and what path, and all that stuff. Wow. Whew. This is the only one that I'm going to take out, because I feel like this is all we needed to know. And y'all see how I shuffled those cards? Virgo energy. Virgo's the healer, 6th house. Mama Harriet was a master healer through the work that she did, but she also knew about herbs and things like that too. You guys remember there was a show recently called Underground? You remember that she was doing her soliloquy, the channeling? It was very spiritual, very powerful. That's why they canceled that show. They're like, no, we can't have y'all getting revived up in here. Look what's at the bottom of the deck, koi fish, good luck. But this is my card of what? Pisces, with the fish. Mama Harriet, please send us some messages, please. Messages, what messages do you have for us? Humor. That's funny. Records at the top of the deck. Seer, owl at the bottom of the deck. She said shuffle one more card. Okay. Infinite, the stars. What? Wow. Now look at the trees, community, nature, foraging. I really encourage y'all to really start learning about, identifying different plants and things like that. Like I can walk around the Bay Area and I can know exactly where I can even get my medicine for free. My rosemary, right? My morning glory flowers, rare plants and vines, very powerful, potent medicine. Another thing that I did too when I was out and about is I made some morning glory tinctures. It's very hard to find the morning glory flower and the vine, but I made a whole bunch of morning glory tinctures. So that was fun. So let me use the After Tarot deck, okay, to clarify these cards. I feel it was so, she said, yep, pull one more card. And the stars, infinite, came out. And that's, I feel like with the wind, and she was saying, looking to the east and the deacons that I was talking about, look at it right here. Clarify Virgo for Mama Harriet, please. Please clarify Virgo for Mama Harriet Tubman. Please clarify Virgo for Mama Harriet Tubman, please. With the Justice card. What did I just say, y'all? And then at the bottom of the deck, the Death card. Scorpionic energy. There's karma coming. Because then look at the Nine of Pentacles is right here too. This is a card of Virgo as well. Can y'all see those goosebumps? I don't got skin problems, them just goosebumps. You see the 13 here. Remember I just talked about that number 13? And she died, what, 1913? Wow. Thank you, Mama Harriet. Ashe, thank you so much. Karma's coming. For the ways in which the feminine has been abused, misused, pimped out by all masculines, not just Black, not just white, all masculines. She said, when you see it, don't be afraid. She's saying you need to see it. That's how we heal. The justice is yours. That's how you heal and remove the karmic debt from your lineage and from your DNA, is what she's saying. She's saying, look to the sky for me. I will lead you in the constellations. She said, let the penalty be death for the disrespect of the feminine in all ways, shapes, or form. Ooh, she really is a Virgo because the way she talking hardcore. You know, I'm a Virgo, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. We don't play with the tongue. Wicked with that wordplay. Clarify monkey humor. I feel like she's saying bringing more fun and joy and laughter to our lives as feminines because we've been through so much hurt and pain and degradation and disrespect that it's eaten our spirit and it's eaten and eaten up at our sweetness is what she's saying. Message, what's a monkey humor? Clarify monkey humor, please, from Mama Harriet. With the Eight of Swords. And then look what's at the bottom of the deck, the Hermit card here, Virgo energy as well. With this Eight of Swords and the humor, I feel like what she's saying is laugh, because you're going to see karmic justice in all its forms. Laugh, because the enemy is going into the Eight of Swords energy. Humor, karmic justice right here. Clarify Orca records for Mama Harriet. With the Devil card. Ooh. With this Devil card and the records, what they're saying is they've kept watch of all the devil energy and all the trauma and all the black magic and all the everything that's being done against the feminines with the records here. That people cannot, it's in their Akashic record, they can't escape it. That they may flaunt and parade as leaders, as divine masculines, as divine feminines, as such and such, as spiritualists, etc. But the Akashic records don't lie. And the karma doesn't lie. And the Eight of Swords energy that they're going to be in does not lie either. This is a part of the karmic justice that's going to be brought down with the scales here. I also see something on this card of Virgo with all the different purple flowers. You know, purple is the what? Crown chakra. Oh, and look at this. You want to know the funny thing is? This is the morning glory flower in the vine on this card. I didn't even know that. Morning glory is about what though? Willpower, the solar plexus chakra. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much, Mama Harriet. Ashe, I'm listening. Clarify owl, seer. With the three of swords. She's been watching. She's heartbroken about what has gone on with the feminines, the sex trafficking, the degradation of our bodies. Even look at this woman, how she's naked here, Virgo being the virgin. They've destroyed our virtue. Twerking, right? I'm not saying that there's wrong with, you know, dancing and stuff like that, but they've taken it too far. Sex working. Your whole coochie out on Instagram is what I'm hearing. She's saying, I need you to put that away and walk a straight path. Ooh. She's saying, okay, back in the day when they still enslaved me, Women like us had no control over our bodies and our rights. When we gave it up, how it was given, nothing was sacred, nothing was protected. And now you willingly walk into that same fire, knowing what we went through, there's karmic justice for you. I also hear that those who misuse and abuse their womb, justice is coming for them. You have not put yourselves in the Eight of Swords energy. The funny thing is, the heart is also a what? It's a uterus. Clarify owl, seer, she sees all. I think another reason, that's why one of the hermit came out. The hermit is a ghost with a lantern. She sees all. She's the seer. She's watching. She's judging from the spiritual realm. She's an ascended master. She has the right to. What's the Three of Swords? With the Ace of Pentacles. Look at Hangman, Pisces energy, awakening, enlightenment. With this owl and the seer, I feel like this is all, she's also talking about the babies that have been lost with this Ace of Pentacles in reversed. She's saying too many babies have been lost. Too many babies are being created to be destroyed. And she's tired of seeing it. She's saying that effective immediately, those who have been playing with, misusing and abusing their womb and their sexual energy will experience major blockages, whether that be in their creativity, in their finances, in their fertility, etc. You want to know the funny thing too about the owl? The owl is who? Moloch. Who was Moloch? Moloch was one of those beasts from, I believe, from Babylon, who they would go and sacrifice children to. Moloch, OVO, what do you think they're doing with that owl? Go look that up. It's a cow beast representing Hathor, right? But also there's an owl that runs with Moloch. Go look it up. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I knew there's a reason why I came back to that information just recently. Okay. Clarify stars, infinite, please. Clarify stars, infinite, please. Mama Harriet, what do you mean by the stars, infinite? Okay. The stars, infinite. Something that she just said was, remember Octavia Butler? She said that she was one of her guides too. Octavia Butler was very powerful at connecting the spiritual, the ancestral with the cosmic and the astronomical. Remember that one book, Kindred, where this lady, she was like, it was like the 1980s or 90s, and she would like get randomly teleported back to like her, to slave days on like the plantation where her family was enslaved. And the only time she can leave is when she has a near-death experience. But the thing is, she would be in that world for like 3 months, 4 months, a year, and she would literally be gone from like the 1980s and 90s for like 2 days, an hour. She said, I want you to study time travel and the mechanics of quantum leaping. Wow. Okay, I thought I was gonna be ready for this channeling. It's deeper than I thought. What's the stars, infinite? With the Nine of Pentacles here. This Nine of Pentacles wanted to come out earlier. Nine of Pentacles, you know, is Virgo, right? Single, self-sufficient women. But look at this. How many stars are on this card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, justice. There's 9 pentacles on this as well. There's something about a constellation that has 9 stars configured that we need to be looking at. The constellation of Virgo, let's look into that and see what we see. Let's see. Let's look into this constellation. I have this app on my phone, on my iPad, sorry, that I look at, and it shows you the constellations that are over your head in real time. Wow. Whoa, I'm trying to find the one constellation of Virgo. Okay, here we go. Constellation of Virgo. Okay, here we go. It doesn't, I want to find the one with the names of the different stars. Hmm. All right, y'all. I found the constellation of Virgo. So let's see here what she means with these 9 of Pentacles, these 9 stars. There could be the 9th star in the constellation of Virgo, and each of them has a specific name, and they're associated with like a specific like god or goddess or story. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, wow. There's 11 stars in the constellation of Virgo. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 stars in the constellation of Virgo. Wow. And the funny thing is she died in 1913. Look at this 109 right here. Number 19 star. And then there's 13 of them. There's something about the 9th constellation, the 9th star in this constellation that we should be paying attention to. Look at it, it's called Xenia. I don't know why that just really stood out to me. Because they don't have, I could not find a specific table or image that showed like the numbering of the constellations, because they're numbered, right? So there's something about the 9th constellation, the 9th star in Virgo, and these different stars in this constellation that we need to be, okay, she's saying that we need to channel these star powers. We need to meditate on these stars. We need to do meditations connecting our crown chakras to these specific stars in her constellation. And that's how we're going to be able to better channel her energy and her vision, because she said that it's still not over yet. The journey's not done yet. Wow. Whew. This is deep. This is deeper than deep. So y'all, that's what I have for you for the Ancestor Adventures, chapter 1, Mama Harriet. Whew, I hope you enjoyed. That was hot. That was wild. That was deep. I wasn't expecting it to get that deep. I mean, but you have to when you're dealing with someone like Mama Harriet, and when you're dealing with the ancestors and you're dealing with the true channeler. Anyhow, I hope y'all enjoyed, okay? Once again, my name is Daisy, aka Professional High Priestess. Enjoy. Bye.